Hey, what is going on guys? This is Tharshey and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we have the ultimate guide for grinding silver lions in War Thunder. So if this video does help, please do drop a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel and don't forget to turn on those post notifications. Anyways, let's get straight into it. So, as I said, this is going to be a guide telling you how to grind SL. The reason I'm making it is because the last time I did a guide like this was like 3 to 4 years ago. So, methods have changed a little bit. The game has changed. It's gotten a couple buffs to its economy, which is really nice. And yeah, just thought I would make a updated video on it. So we're going to start off with ground, then we're going to go over to air, and then we will finally end with naval. And in each game mode, we will give you a method or two to make SL. So starting off with ground, what are the things you need to do? One is you need to make sure you have a lineup. A lineup means you have multiple vehicles because spawning and leaving after one death is one, your teammates are going to hate you for it. Two, you're not going to make the most money because you're going to spawn, die, and that's it. If you came back, maybe you'd be able to get another kill or a cap or something. And three, when you spawn and leave and your entire team does that as well and you lose the match, you're not getting the rewards for winning. When you win a match, you get like plus 100% SL, so I think it doubles your SL earnings, and plus 50% RP. So you need to make sure you try and win matches. So how are you going to be grinding money in ground RB? Well, it's very simple. Number one, try to get a full premium lineup. Okay, if you do not have a full premium lineup, that is okay. It just means obviously your earnings are going to be slightly less than if you did have a full premium lineup. As you can see on screen, I do have a full premium lineup, for example, on my Russian 10.3, and this is my SU-25K, the T-72 times T, the T-80UD, and the 2S-38. So when I take this into a match, I have 3 tank spawns, well, 2 tank spawns and an APC spawn here. But we have 3 ground vehicle spawns, all are premiums, so any kills I get, any base captures I get are going to be SL. Lots and lots of SL for me. However, if you don't have premiums, okay, that is okay. Because if I use my BMP, for example, yeah, it has a 255% SL boost. It's not as high as my 2S38, which is 525, or my T80UD, which is 585. But it's still something, okay? So you can grind money whether you have a premium lineup or not. Obviously, a premium lineup is just going to be more effective because it is premium. Now, that out the way, how do you decide what BR? How do you decide what lineup to use? Well, there's a couple things to take into consideration. Number one is the multipliers of vehicles, okay? Higher tier vehicles have higher multipliers. It's just the way the game works. So if I look at my 1.0 Garford, for example, it's got a 15% booster. If I look at my SU-76M, it has a 45% SL booster. If I scroll all the way down to, for example, the T80 BVM I'm researching, it has a 285% SL booster. So the number one thing you're going to want to do is play the highest BR you have available to you where you have a full lineup. Okay, because remember, you want to try and ensure you win matches so you get the bonus silver lines from winning a match. Okay, if you keep losing every match, whatever you could have earned is going to be reduced by like 50% or 100% because you're losing the match. When you win a match, you do get a bonus for winning. Now, another thing to take into consideration is maybe you do have a 10.3 lineup, right? Maybe you have a 10.3 lineup. Maybe it's not premium. That's okay. But you have a 10.3 tech tree lineup. And your vehicles are, they're pretty decent. 300% SL booster, 300% SL booster, maybe got some 97s in here, 300%, right? So pretty much all the vehicles around this BR give you about a 300% silver line booster. But every time you play this 10.3 lineup of yours, you're only getting 1 kill, or maybe 1 assist, or maybe 1 capture of a point. That is it. So you're not going to make a lot of money. But let's say you have a low tier lineup. For example, if I go over to my German lineup, and we go over here, you can see this is a full 1.3 lineup. But maybe in 1.3, you're a god. For example, one of my friends, right? He is really, really good at playing 1.0, 1.3, all the way up to about 2.0, 2.3. And when playing at these BRs, he will get 10 plus kills every single match without fail. Like literally guaranteed. No matter how he starts or whatever, he will finish every single 1.0 to like 2.0 match with 10 plus kills because he plays a lot of the BR, he really enjoys it, and he's really good at it. So if you are really good at a certain BR with a certain lineup, play that over your highest tier, okay? Because if at your highest tier, So your 10.0 or 12, whatever you have highest, if you're only getting one kill or one assist or one capture of a point, you're not going to make a lot of money. But if you're playing, maybe 5.0, or maybe you're really good at 6, 7, or even as my friend is, you're really good at 1.0, 1.3, and at those PRs, you're getting 5 kills every time, 3 captures, a bunch of assists or whatever, you're gonna make a lot more money. So that is a couple of things for you to keep in mind, okay? I'm just gonna quickly list them off here as a quick summary. Number one, obviously, if you have premium lineups, use them. If you don't, that is okay. Number two, play the highest BR possible and make sure you look at the Silver Lion multipliers on all your vehicles. Number three, and this directly affects number two, is you do not play your highest tier lineup if you're bad at it. Play the best lineup that you have that you are really good at, because playing a lower tier lineup that you get a lot of kills with is gonna earn you more Silver Lions than playing a very high tier lineup that you get no kills with or you get no captures with, okay? So those are things you have to balance out. You have to balance out the BR you're playing. The higher the BR, the higher your multipliers are going to be, but you have to also balance that out with how good you are at every BR. So that is going to be pretty much your guide for grinding Silver Lions in ground. And this is only really for ground RB, because ground sim, it depends on what BRs are available, and ground arcade, I'm not even going to play ground arcade ever, and I doubt anyone is playing ground arcade after like 1 or 2.0. You start off there, fine, but after that, you really shouldn't be playing it anymore. Anyway, let's move on to air. So for air, we have a method in air RB and we have a method for air arcade. For air arcade, there is one way that you should be grinding, okay? And this is the only reason really to play air arcade if you're not just playing it for fun. If you're just playing it for fun, that's totally okay. But if you're playing air arcade to grind, the only time you should be doing it is to grind god modes. So as you can see, I have a lineup here. It's called God Modes, and this is a 11.01. Yep, this is my 11.01. So what this is basically, I have an 11.0 jet, for example, my MiG-21 Laser M. It is a premium, which is great, but even if you don't have that, obviously that's okay, because you're not actually going to be going for making a lot of money from your premiums, okay? All you need is one jet. So let's say all you have is this MiG-21 MF. It's a 10-3 Tech Tree plane, right? Now that's okay, because it's 10-3. Now what you're going to be trying to do, what you're going to be trying to make money from, is getting the achievement God mode and skill matters, okay? So with a premium account, it gives you 7.5k for skill matters and 30k for God mode. If you don't have a premium account, it gives you 5,000 for skill matters and 20,000 for God mode. But still, that is literally 25k every single match guaranteed, so long as you get those two achievements. Now, how do you do it? Well, it's very simple. You see every vehicle has a battle rating, right? So we're going to use this MiG-23BN for simplicity because it's a 10.0 on the dot. So if I take this into a match, right? Into a arcade match, right? So my battle rating is going to be 10.0. Now what I need to do is I need to take another plane that is 5 BRs below it or more. So for example, if this is 10.0, I need to take something that is 5.0 or below. As you can see, I have my Fokker 190A4 and I have my BF109F4. So I have two planes here that are below 5 BRs. And the reason for that is when you kill a higher tier vehicle, a vehicle specifically that is 5 BR higher than your plane or your vehicle, you get an achievement called God Mode. And that, as I said, gives you 30k SL or 20k SL if you don't have a premium account. So what I'm going to do in this lineup is I'm going to start the game. I'm going to spawn my 109 or my Fokker 190, and I'm going to go and I'm going to try and kill a jet that is at least 9.3 or above. When I do that, I'm going to get the achievement God Mode, and that's going to give me, well, me 30k SL. If you don't have a premium account, it's going to give you 20k SL. Now, what I'm going to do after that is, as you can see, I have another plane that is 6.3, and you're saying, why do you have a 6.3 plane? Because, you said you need to make sure it's 5 BRs or above. Well, you can only farm one God mode per match. If you get another kill in my 109 or in my Focke-Wulf, so even if I get 3 kills in my Focke-Wulf, right, or my BF109, I'm only going to be getting God mode once, okay? It doesn't give it to you again and again for the same match. You can only get it one time per match. So instead, I'm going to spawn my HE162. This is a 6.3, right? So as you can see, 6.3 to 10, that is less than 5. But what you get for killing a vehicle that is 3 BR rankings above you is skill matters. So if I'm 6'3", I need to kill something that is 9'3" or above. When I do that, I will get the skill matches achievement, which will give me 7,500 silver lines, or if you don't have a premium account, it's going to net you 5,000 silver lines. So that is going to be the way you earn money, okay? You're going to go into your air arcade match, you're going to spawn your plane that is capable of getting God mode, so 5 battle ratings lower than your highest plane, or whatever that lobby is, because you may get a down tier or whatever. So you're going to spawn that plane and you're going to kill a jet, or you're going to kill something that is higher. Obviously you could do this with a biplane at 1.0 in a 6.0 lobby. I don't know if that's a better idea than doing it this way, but I like doing it, at top tier at 10.0 or 11.0 with my 109s and my Focke-Wulfs, as they're really heavily armed and they can take out a jet no problem. Then after you get that God mode, you're going to spawn your plane that is slightly higher ranking. For example, for me, it's my HE-162 at 6.3, and I'm going to kill another plane that is 3 battle rankings above me, and that's going to get me a skill matches. So I'm going to exit every single match with 37,500 minimum cash, which is really, really easy, and yeah, it's free money. And obviously, those achievements do not get affected by winning or losing the match. So even if we lose every single match, it's okay because I still get 37,500 silver lions from getting God mode and skill matches. Obviously, any of the actual SL earnings from time played and kills and all of that will be lower or higher depending on if you win or lose. But for this method, you're just trying to go for those achievements. Now, what is the other method of grinding SL in air? Well, it's going to be in ARB, and that's going to be playing with well, usually you're going to be playing with a bomber or a fighter that has bombs, and the reason for that is you get really good money from bombing bases. I don't personally do it because I don't like bombing, but what you can do is you can take a plane, especially if you have a premium plane, it's going to be the best possible method for you. But if you don't, it's okay. You're still going to make good money, just you're going to make slightly less than if you had premium, okay? So what I can do, for example, is take this Mirage. If I go over to my secondary weapons, you can see I have a loadout for a base as well as some missiles. So what I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to load into a match. I'm going to go and bomb one base. And a base in a premium aircraft will give you like 30,000 SL. So, that's 30k SL just for bombing one base, which is amazing. Then I'm going to go and get some kills with my missiles. Each kill will give you about 15k, I think. Obviously, this is assuming you're in a premium. If you're not in a premium, you're going to get less than that because, as you can see, I get 960% SL multiplier from using a premium plane. If I wasn't in a premium plane, let's have a look. My Eurofighter, I'd get about 500%, okay? Or if I'm in, let's say, one of my SUs, my SU-30SM, it's got a multiplier, yeah, again, 500%. So if you're not in a premium, it's going to be lower, obviously, but, it's fine. You're still going to make basically like 15k per base bombing with, a plane that has a multiplier like this, and you're going to get about 7.5k for getting a kill, which is still good money if you're decent at the game. Now, this entire method is simple. It's taking a premium plane and going and bombing bases and getting some kills. Honestly, there's nothing else to it, okay? If you can't do that, there is another thing you can do. That is just going and shooting ground targets. It's not going to make you as much money unless you're in something like an A10 or the SU-25, that has enough ammo for you to go and kill like 30 ground targets a match. But if not, ground targets, they have very small SL earnings per each kill, but there are a lot of them, so they can add up if you are able to kill a bunch of them. But for me, I'm just going to recommend go and bomb a base or go and get like a kill or two. I know you're trying to find a method that is skill-less, but unfortunately you do need to be okay at the game. You do need to actually accomplish something to earn something. So yeah, if you're really bad and you can't get kills, then your best bet is literally just to try and avoid all the enemies and go and bomb a base, and that's at least going to net you 30k with a premium, maybe 15k or so without a premium plane. Another thing you can do, again, if you're playing ARB, is you can, it's not really worth it, but you can go and just ground pound, okay? You can take your SU-25 out, you can take your A10, and I don't just mean the premium ones, you can do it with a tech tree, with a tech tree SU-25. For example, there you go. The SU-25 at 10.3, the SU-25T, there's a bunch of A10s in the American tree over here. Let's have a look. Yeah, there we go. You can take the A10 late, you can take where's the early, actually? Am I blind? Or is it just the early is only the premium one? Okay, it is only the premium one. So you can take the A10 late and you can go and you can just ground pound, okay? Like, that is the safest option, honestly. It's not going to earn you as much because, getting a kill on a player or bombing a base is going to be a lot higher for your SL earnings. But if you are just absolutely incapable of killing someone or bombing a base, just take a plane out and go shoot ground targets. It's going to add up eventually. If you get maybe 20 to 30 ground targets every match, you're going to rake in some decent SL earnings. Now, let's go on to Naval. Naval is probably the easiest way, or should I say the best way of making money, okay? And that's because, well, we will get into the why of it, but a couple things you need to know about Naval is, number one, killing bots in Naval give you full SL and RP earnings, okay? It counts as if you are killing a player, and that's just because the Naval player base is so small that they have to have bots, otherwise you're not going to be able to find matches. So what that means is, you can load into a match against only bots, you can kill all the bots, and you can make money for every single kill you get on those bots. Now, why? That doesn't sound anything special, right? You're just like, okay, cool, so you can kill bots and make money, but isn't that normal? You can go into any game mode and kill anything and make money. What's so special about Naval? This is what is so special about Naval. Naval gets a 1,800% SL multiplier on premium ships, okay? So obviously the best method to do this in Naval, and the only time I would say it's actually worth it, is if you have a premium ship, okay? So my SMS Nassau gives me 1,800% SL booster. My Karlsreich or Karlsruhe gives me 1,800% SL booster. My KM5, wait, why do I have a torpedo boat in this lineup? What the heck? My Prince Eugen also gives me 1,800% SL booster. So if you have a Naval lineup, or you don't even need a lineup, honestly, just have one ship, you can back it up, that's fine. If you have a premium ship, Naval is one of the best methods available to you to make SL, okay? Because just load into a match, kill anything you see. It doesn't matter if it's a player or a bot, they're both going to give you the same SL earnings. And in your premium ship with your 1,800% SL bonus, you're going to make fat stacks of silver lines. You can obviously also just load into Naval with a normal tech tree ship. You still get a 900% booster on your SL, but obviously it's not going to be as effective as your premium, which is basically 2x as effective, as you can see by the boosters. So yeah, that is basically the entirety of the Naval strat. Load into Naval Realistic or even Arcade if you want, I guess, but Realistic has better rewards. Load into Naval Realistic, take out your premium ship, and kill the enemy, okay? And you're gonna make so much of money from it. You can average like 100k if you're not doing the greatest, all the way up to like 350,000 if you're getting like 5 or 6 kills. So it's a really, really easy way of grinding money. If you don't have premium ships, you can do them with normal ships as well. They still have 900% SL boosters. It's obviously just not going to be as effective as taking out a premium ship lineup. But yeah, those are my methods for grinding SL. That is what I did to grind a bunch of extra SL because, the explosive watermelons are here, and I wanted to open a bunch of them, so I had like 20 mil saved up or something. I hadn't even been playing much War Thunder recently, but I still had a decent amount. And I went and I gambled a bunch. I didn't win anything because I have terrible luck, but yeah, that's going to allow you to, grind SL and make money so that you can afford to, buy all the vehicles you've researched, as well as, gamble it away on the silver lion crates if you want to, especially if you're a more free-to-play player. Obviously, if you're a free-to-play player, all these methods will not be as effective for you just because you don't have premium account and premium vehicles, but you can still do it as a free-to-play player. It's just going to take you more time and a bit more effort since, it's going to take you basically 2 times as long to earn the same amount of SL. Anyways, if you guys have enjoyed this video, please do drop a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Konnichiwa.